been sober for 4 days. I'm proud of him. So Cheryl. He also understands and recognizes how his alcoholism has affected others and that it does make a difference. Now, the more people we get together to try to get something done, the more likely it's going to get something done. Jason and all them are down here right now, and I talked to them about it for a minute. Lewis and Cheryl said that they were going to take a look at some of the evidence tonight. With them both being sober, they're able to now. So I'm going to check in with Jason and all of them and let them know what's up and see if possibly they might be able to turn this stuff in with me, and maybe even Dallas as well. But if not, at least I'll be able to give their numbers and stuff like that to the cops and have them actually do something. I mean, just because people don't take it seriously doesn't mean that it doesn't need to be taken seriously. And just because I'm a male doesn't make it okay to discriminate against me. The fact that they treated females in these situations, my predators who were females, were treated like princesses while I was treated like the big bad wolf. In just a few videos, I'm able to change people's minds about assumptions that they made because of shit that they were told. I want you to think about that. All right. Let's see. Whoa. Holy shit, they're all gone. Well, I'm not gonna stick around and fucking choose dick around people's vehicles if they're not here. That makes people all suspicious. Not that they would be, but they could be. Man, why are you standing around my vehicle? I was like, you guys. There's a lot of situations where people have actually asked me to do things, and then when I did the things that they wanted me to do and asked me to do, they fucking flipped shit on me. One case in point is Joshua Rayborn. He said, if I ever gotta leave emergency like out of town, fucking keep an eye on the house. He said, I'll leave the back door unlocked. Fucking come on in. Fucking check in with Barb. I did check in with Barb. I let her know what was going on the entire time. She was in contact with them the entire time. I've got recordings of all of the conversations through all of it. And then, of course, after he assaulted me, I even got even more stuff recorded. Why? Because he called me up. Called me up to bitch at me about it and to admit that, yes, I had done as he had asked. That's right. He had asked me to do that. And he assaulted me for doing as he had asked. What did Dual County Sheriff's Department do about it? Nothing. As always, it's because Dual County Sheriff's Department committed felonies against me, and I am trying to turn them in, and it is inappropriate to force me to go to Scott DaCosta after the crimes that he and his deputies committed. It is inappropriate, illegal, and immoral for the other people who work in that courthouse, such as Joan Hansen, and of course, Polly Olson, let's not forget about her. It's against the law for them to conspire with Scott DaCosta or Leslie Snell or any of their other friends on the police force. It is illegal for them to conspire with those people to cover up those crimes. But cover them up they did, and quite illegally so. Not only that, they left a huge fucking paper trail. Maybe they went inside because they're fucking freezing. Maybe they went to the hospital. They could have gone any number of places. The fact that all their vehicles are here, but nobody's in them, is weird. Anyway, it's a small town. It won't be difficult for them to find Caleb and ask him about that Molly lady. The thing is, going to Lewis, the reason for that in specific is that it's so that we can make the call and record it for my safety at the same time. Because me having to record it on my clandestine recording device and then try to find the money and the place where I can sit down and work on it, and then I got to try to find somebody to help me with my computer so I can get it working well enough to do that. And I got to record that because it shows that I'm making an effort. And that's the thing, is that every step of the way I've been treated like I'm not making an effort, like I'm not calling the places I'm supposed to. Meanwhile, I've called thousands and thousands and thousands of fucking phone calls to places I'm told to call. And if there's one or two of them that I didn't call because I was busy calling 400 other fucking places and trying to coordinate with witnesses to turn this in with me, not for me, not without me. Because then later on when the cops try to retaliate again because I am trying to turn them in, it's not documented. People thought, oh, well, let's just let it go. No, that's not okay. See, the main point of all of this isn't just turning in my predators as far as Molly goes, and as far as Tom goes, and as far as Robert goes. But it's also to turn in the fucking cops in the way that they fucking treated me. It's also to turn in the mandated reporters and the fact that they did not do their jobs. We got mandated reporters across the fucking country that don't know their goddamn jobs. Either that, or they do know their jobs, and they're going out of their way to play fucking stupid. There's no in between. They are doing things that are against the law, and they're going to claim they don't even know it. The police do that too. These people who threaten to kill me claim that it's not against the law to threaten to kill me. Well, if I threaten to kill them, they go to the cops, don't they? But they don't have to be afraid because the cops that they call in specific are my predators, like Scott DaCosta. Mandy Hughes, when she got busted bullshitting, she called up my predator, knowing he was my predator. He's one of the predators she was going to help me turn in, or so she claimed. Then she claimed she couldn't look at the internet, or couldn't look at the evidence because it was on her phone. That's understandable, but it's not what the cops said. It's not what they wrote down, and it's not what they said in court. Anyway, let's go. Ah, shit, fucking check engine light, and I'm down below a quarter of a tank of gas now. I was told to go to one of the other churches on Monday, so if I can make that quarter of a tank last that long, which with me running around all over the place trying to fucking find these people, and when I finally run into them, like, Lewis has got to go check his dog. He's got to make sure his dog is okay. His dog is up at his van. I asked them if they can go check on the dog and come back. They can't. They've got a van. It's fucking expensive on gas. Now, just as always, I go and find somebody who can help me with computers. It's either procrastination, or illness, or fucking doctor's appointments, or family issues, or it's always something. But the thing is that it's not that I'm not trying. I am obviously trying. It's obvious that these things are not my fault, not my choice. If people legit have cancer, it's not my choice for them to have cancer. If they're using having cancer as their excuse for not coming forward and telling the truth, knowing that I'm still being harmed over this, knowing that their testimony would get me a new day in court and would get these people put in fucking prison at this point. Prison. That's the thing, is that it goes from, all right, well, you didn't do your job as a mandated reporter, to, hey, now you're conspiring with his predators to try to hide your crimes and theirs by playing like he's schizophrenic. Well, that's fucking stupid. I got the medical paperwork, and of course the recordings showing that I'm not. I've also got the recordings with multiple people showing that I don't do drugs. I don't mess with drugs. I'm not interested in drugs. We've also got these places where I tried to turn in bad cops, and those bad cops told hospitals that I was on drugs or that I was schizophrenic or delusional, and the hospital just gives it to them. The cops said it, it must be true. The cops asked them to fucking drug me because I'm trying to turn in the cops. And the hospital drugs me. That's what they do. Like they did to that 14-year-old girl. When that mental health worker came up right next to my vehicle and had that conversation with that little girl's parents. Did that right next to my vehicle in public. How screwed up is that? Or they discussed the fact that they had already decided that they're going to take her to the hospital on suicide watch. How much you want to bet they injected her with Haldol and Ativan, knowing the health risks, knowing that there is a potential for making that young woman schizophrenic because those drugs are that dangerous, especially in that combination. When you try to turn in a cop, they give you what's called a 10 and 2. Or a B-52 if they have this little thing called Benadryl. You know what a 10 and 2 is? A 10 and 2 is 10 milligrams of Haldol, 2 milligrams of Ativan. It'll fuck you up. A B-52 is similar, and I do believe that the B-52 that they give in Colorado includes ketamine, which they did inject me with at one of the hospitals for trying to turn in a bad officer. Waylon Lolatai. Look his name up. What did police do? Committed crime after crime after crime. Played on the fucking suicide thing. And fucking denied me all of my constitutional rights as a human being. When you're bullied to the point that you want your life to end, and you're going to the police and telling them that you're bullied until you want your life to end, they need to do something about the bullies. You're literally telling them why you want your life to end. You are obviously not trying to end your life. You are obviously there for help that they are supposed to provide. Like when you're being bullied, they're supposed to fucking do something. What do they end up doing anyway? Victimizing you because you've been bullied to that point. He's got suicidal ideations. Bitch, you're victimizing me for trying to tell on my predators. Fucking fuck nuggets. Yeah. You're about as bright as a box of rocks in the shade with the fucking lid closed. And then there's all these people telling me about all their piddly little fucking dweezil problems. You said that you would help me. And then you went out of your way to spend 3 fucking weeks typing fucking bullshit and assumptions and conspiracy theories about fucking aliens? That guy didn't stick around long. But then there's, of course, the people that are supposed to be my friends, like Brandon Ratner. Some friend, huh? He knew this stuff was going on. He could have spoken up, and he didn't. Simply didn't. Claimed that he would, but didn't follow through. Just like Brenda Dickinson claimed that she would. Claimed that she would come forward about the parts that she was involved in. About the fact that I did go to her for help. about the fact that I was seeing a therapist, about the fact that I did, in fact, do the things that I said I did. But she wants to take it as, instead of, hey, did this happen or didn't it? It's, oh, well, you're blaming me, so I'm going to pretend none of it happened. Don't fucking play stupid, you stupid cunt. After telling me you think of me as a son, no, the hell you don't. That would be like saying that Ted Bollinger thought of Natalie as a daughter. No, he thought of her as a fucking sex toy. She was a sex doll that he didn't have to warm up first. Of course, all fucked up on heroin, she's probably not that lively. It'd be about like fucking a corpse. And then, of course, he gets drug debts because he's fucking using too. And he's also using it to try to impress women. Women like Danica Garner and Rochelle Shelley Campbell. Why did they marry him? He had the drugs, so they put out, they got pregnant. End of fucking story. But because they got kids, they're allowed to do illegal things to disabled people and then play like they're afraid for their kids from this person that they committed criminal acts against. And they did it with others. These people wanted to get me in contact with each other and then say not to trust each other. Danica Garner is the one who got me in contact with Rochelle Shelley Campbell. Well, she's the one that gave Rochelle Shelley Campbell my information, so Rochelle Shelley Campbell could contact with me because she wanted to. She had been reaching out apparently to Danica to do so. She did reach out to me, and then Shelley is telling me not to fucking share anything with Danica. I'm like, well, Danica's the one that gave me your number. What the fuck is going on here? Meanwhile, Rose M. Kelly, if she didn't have her head so far up her ass, you know, she could have fucking come forward and admitted that I had gone to her for help about this abuse. I outlined for her what was going on October 9th. October 12th, I exposed Natalie Marie Bollinger's father and Tim Beeson. Yeah, you don't fucking rape little girls. And her being your daughter doesn't make it okay. Just like that guy in Hood River who punched Jamie in the back of the head. He shoved her. She tried to walk away from him as fast as she fucking could. He pursued her and fucking socked her in the back of the head and thinks it's okay because she's family. I need to mind my business because she's family. No, she's disabled. She cannot defend herself. You are twice her size. You pursued her and assaulted her. And in the very same video wanted to brag about killing a Chimo in prison. You know what? I was in prison. They were not going to put me in a cell with a Chimo. Not a chance in hell. They were in protected fucking units. Chimos go to Alpha unit with bad cops. And who all is on a Alpha unit? That would be, well, sex offenders and bad cops. People who will be fucking murdered immediately going out to the yard. Now, there's a few Chimos who go into the mental health ward and the permanent lockdown. But they're getting cells by themselves. You ain't getting a celly there.
You want your coffee?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, it'll be till next first window.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. flipping rich. I'm full of it. I hope there's $1 left on it. I bet you there is. Nice.
There you go, man.
Thank you, sir.
You have a good rest of your night.
Yes, sir. You know what? The thing is, it wasn't even the bullies that pushed me to the point that I wanted my life to end. It was the way people treated me when I went to them for help. The way they blew me off with their pretty words and their bullshit. I'm trying to explain to them about abuse that I'm taking, but they can't stop saying a bird in the bush is worth 2 shits in the fucking... Who cares? Wishing one hand, shit in the other. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. You just gotta love yourself. None of those have anything to do with my fucking situation. None of that helps me to turn in my predators. None of this protects me from people like Leslie Snell, Robert Franklin Warnick. None of this protects me from Ted Bollinger or Tim Beeson. None of this protects my family. None of it. Anyway, Cheryl and Lewis are apparently going to try and make the call with me. I just got to go up there. Hello.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, sir.
15, just the way you like it.
That's right. It's all about the cancer and the liquid diabetes in the cup. Thank you, sir.
You say so. Yep.
You too. All right. Well, I did have somebody come out and talk to me my first or second day here about how I can't just be here if I'm not a customer. That was over on this side, and that was because they're closed lobby. They don't have enough people to basically keep people safe. So I try to be out of here by the time they're closed. That way I don't have that issue, and I make sure that I buy stuff as often as I can. That way I'm not using their internet without paying for it, you know? Fuck, goddamn, I need a new shoulder, people. Lewis and Cheryl, you know, Lewis saying that he realized how much his alcohol was hurting people. I was hoping. Sometimes they make that breakthrough. Sometimes they go for the Jesus and stay drunk. All right. I'm going to find out if they want me to go back through the line or not. Because I just realized that there is no sugar in this. There might be. Let me stir it and see if there's just a big clump at the bottom. There is no sugar in this. There is none. There is no sugar. All right, we'll go back through. Yep, even after stirring it. Maybe they'll give me some sugars. Of course, it's wasteful on gas, isn't it? Every little thing. Every little thing she does. Every little thing she does. All right. What's the song I should sing when I get up to them? How about, No sugar night in my coffee. No sugar night in my tea. But no sugar night. Alright, I'm trying to keep my eyes out so I don't run into nobody. Alright. Oh, friggin' farfignugan and all that, right? Little things, right?
Little things in life that make us happy.
If it makes you happy, that can't be that bad. If it makes me happy, then why the hell am I so sad? Well, don't you know that's the sound of the men working on a chain? Gang. Now let me hear you sing. Ooh, ah. Alright, sorry. Oh, don't you know that's the sound of the man working on a chain? Gang. That was one of the things that I learned when I was younger. Vocal exercises. That's where I started learning how to, what do you call it? Mimic. Yo, Piggy! I love Gonzo. Big nose, weirdo. Yeah. Yo, Piggy, your nostrils are like two blaring trumpets. How I love the music. Or, my neck, it looks like a vagina. Although one of my favourite accents is that which are beginning little people. It's supposed to be Irish, but I'm not sure how accurate it is. Alright. Oh, yes. I think that's Claire. That's definitely a Colorado license plate. It's the old kind. Cool. The new Oregon license plates and the new Colorado license plates are easy to distinguish from one another, but the old Oregon license plates, the green and white ones, look very similar to the Colorado green and white license plates. That's the sound of the men working on the chain. When I was trying to find that song, looking for specifically the rendition I wanted to hear, I heard like so many different versions that some of them are actually pretty nice, but they're all different, like different melodies to them. It's not like it's just a different key. It's a different melody, a different tune altogether, just the same lyrics. But the one I liked was the one that's cadence. That's a military marching song.
What's that?
No sugar tonight in my coffee. No sugar tonight.
All right, empty balloon, huh?
Yes, ma'am. Oh shit. Oh shit. That is not good. How the fuck did I lose an entire coffee? I literally... Ah, there it is. It's because it's dark. That's what I get for turning the light off. Anyway, a lot of the issue here is that mandated reporters, and that includes cops, just simply aren't doing their jobs. If they don't want to, they don't have to. That's why we got so many disabled people out here on the streets being victimized. So many schizophrenics, so many drug addicts. The cops just fucking roll us through the system and right back out onto the street. I was told Mr. Farnsworth is out. Hopefully he don't mess with me. It's not like it's something unimportant, like the president's life. This is my coffee. I'm gonna cry. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. So you wanted 3, correct?
15 sugars, 15 creamers.
You wanted, how many coffees did you want?
I just wanted one coffee. I went through and I got one with 15 sugars and 15 creamers, but I didn't get, there's no sugar in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
This doesn't have any sugar.
Yeah, I got 15 sugars and 15 creamers. On the bright side, we're civil and we don't start wars over things like this.
Sorry, the sugar ran out, so we're just now changing it.
That's right. I mean, hold on a second. Let me throw a tantrum. All right, I'm done. Thank you very much. You rock. You too. Alright, let's see if I can get my car moving. Oh shit, now where do I put my fuck? Now I got 2 coffees. Oh, that's make this turn one-handed, please. Nope, nope, not gonna oh my god, I made it. Oh, this is not safe. On the bright side, I am just going around the corner into a parking space. But now that I'm not right in front of the line, I can... Fuck, where do I put this? Right here. Alright, stay long enough to get to a parking space, please. Yes, I'm talking to inanimate objects. No, I do not expect them to respond. Muchly more better. Well, yep, that was perfect and smart. Just guess what I did? I spilled one of the coffees because there was too much there. On the bright side, now I got 2 coffees. And they got sugar in them. And now that I took a big fat drink of it without any sugar in it, the one with the sugar is going to taste like it's got sugar in it. Extra sugar, which is pretty cool. Alright. I want to mention that the thing about Mandy admitting that her drug use is what prevented her from having it all together there well enough to help me, including the situation with her being human trafficked and her being physically assaulted, her being sex trafficked. This shit's not okay, and she shouldn't have had to go through it. The other thing is, the issues at her place that prevented her from helping me were not her fault, and they were not my fault either. It was the decisions of others, the demanding nature of being under the government jackboot. You need government help? Well, you better be prepared to spend 80 hours a week to get 20 hours worth of wages. Dumbasses. Yeah, it's help, isn't it? No, it's not. It's detrimental to our health. It kills us. But you know what? At least she admitted that that's the reason that she didn't come forward. That she didn't look. That she didn't pay attention. People were telling her stuff, but she wasn't looking. She wasn't listening. When she finally did, you know what? I was glad. It was years and years late. But it's not too late. And that's the thing, is that because of how many people have been involved in this, and because there is so much evidence, and because there is such a paper trail from my predators, absolutely there's a chance, but people need to come forward. They need to give a shit. Give a shit enough to, instead of just saying that they're gonna, and 6 months later still haven't done anything, actually do it. Actually get off your ass and do it. Let's see. All right. It got sugar in it. Perfect. You guys got to hear, if you paid any attention anyway, you got to hear Sarah Bacon talking about, well, this is yet another person who led me on for years and somehow mysteriously has cancer. And although she's capable of using her mouth, she's apparently not able to speak. Although she's able to speak to me, she's not able to speak. She says her voice was taken away because of a felony. That was over the assault between her and her husband, Nick. Now, initially, she had said that he beat her up. And then later on, it was a different story. I don't know which one to believe. But the thing is, that stuff that she is using as her excuse for never coming forward. She claims that she tried. She never tried with me. Not once. Not once ever did she try with me. I have to take her word for it. And the courts are not going to take my word for it. They're going to call me mentally ill and look the other way. Which is why you need to come forward with me. Don't tell me this shit if it's not true. And if it is true, then don't let others treat me like I'm schizophrenic for saying it. Did you tell me the truth or not? If you lied to me, no, I'm not going to be fucking happy about it. I'm going to be glad that you fucking admitted to lying to me and we can fucking proceed forward. But if you're going to fucking continue to play head games, well, that's another thing entirely, and I'm not down with that. Fuck, it sure would be nice to have a goddamn cup holder in here. And I know they got them. You know, I could probably buy one for fairly cheap at the dollar store if I could find one here. I don't think they have one here in Tillamook. I haven't seen one, but then again, I didn't think I'd seen the post office when in reality I drive by it every day. I was told that was a distribution center though. I'm glad I was finally able to eventually get the right information. But the thing is, because this is an emergency, it has been happening and ongoing, and it is even worse now than it was before. Because my predators have gotten away with it now. Because it took so long for anyone to do anything, and this is the way that it is with the guys. You're just supposed to ignore it, and then later on when those issues come up again, you know what? You never came forward when it mattered. And it came up again, and then, of course, there's no record of the fucking abuse because you guys didn't help me turn it in. I had to do it alone. Every time that I got to talk to a cop alone, I have to worry about them locking me up and throwing away the key. I have to worry about them pretending like I'm schizophrenic and delusional, and using that as an excuse to ignore any and all crimes against me. I don't have to worry about these things out of some schizophrenic, delusional paranoia. I have to worry about this from experience, and not just my experience, but the experiences of many others. And just because most of those many others are fucking cowards, too cowardly to come forward in public, but they'll bitch at me about it. Well, that's a bad idea. I'm not going to keep your secrets if they get people killed. If telling your secrets will save lives, then fuck your secrets. There's a lot of witnesses to these situations. Something needs to be done about it. Something needs to be done about the fact that these witnesses, although they say they'll come forward, take their dear sweet time. And then that dear sweet time, people end up dead. People's memories start to diminish. They start forgetting important details. Or, of course, if your friendship doesn't work out for whatever reason, that person has no recourse to fall back on because you didn't come forward when it made a difference. And chances are pretty good that when your friendship falls apart after that, it'll be over abuse that they're still enduring because you never came forward. Anyway, I'm pretty fucking worked up right now, and I'm not really in any condition to drive anyway. So I'm gonna calm down a minute. The coffee should help. I just rolled myself a cigarette, added 2 snipes I found earlier. Holy shit. I can't tell if it's a Toyota or a little S10. Anyway, you might have issues with his clutch too, it sounds like. Good to be with you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind.